Good morning, welcome to Natasha Makes. Oh, I do love it when a bit of technical stuff just crashes just before we start. How are you all? Are you well? This morning, oh my goodness, you can see I am just finishing off the make for today because we have spent today, in fact I'll just chat while I sew, we have spent today more importantly getting deals and goodies and quantities right for you. So I'm very excited for today's make for you. Now lots of things that we can do with this velvet, but this is the last of the velvet. So until we move. When that is, don't know. But the last of the velvet until then. These velvets, you know, have been absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Just need to make a little measurement on there. Just absolutely so beautiful. We've loved having them and we will continue to have them once we are settled. But for now, we've got some big old bolts that can just, well, they're all cut up now, ready to go for you. I've got 2 more lines of stitching and then I can actually concentrate on you and we can have a fabulous show. So, what to do today? I wanted to do a version of the folded origami pouch, but with velvet. And I think it's rather lovely, which you'll see in a moment. It just needed a few little eeks and tweaks. And I just wanted to talk as well with you about, I've got it here, the initial sample that I made that was in the newsletter, because this is the great debate, isn't it, on interfacing, how to interface, when to interface, how much to interface, all that kind of stuff. And I made a sample of this over the weekend, last week. And it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I put some interfacing in, and with this you are really not going to need it in something like this for today if you're using the velvet. Let's pop a quick ribbon through there. You guys cleared us out of bodkins. I don't know if we've got any left, but if you do have a bodkin, now is the time to, bit of a needle on that. Now is the time to bodkin up. Are you all well? That's the next question that I need to know. Let's find you on that there book of faces, shall we? Talk about multitasking. Hey, here we go. Do. Let's see who we've got with us this morning. We have got Yvonne and Sophie and Jimmy and Donna. Good morning, everyone. And Marilyn, hello. Julia's here. Joe's here. Auntie Lizzie's here. Just finished my zipper tote from January. Awesome. Good job. And Cindy, hello, ladies and gents. Erica's here. Morning, Tasha and everyone. Do you have a man bag pattern by any chance? Erica, I am working on that. I had lots of requests for it yesterday. I haven't managed to create one overnight, but I will do one for next week. You can't say fairer than that. Well, I mean, you could try, but it just, not going to have a chance to get that done until, like I say, until next week. But yeah, we are looking at, but I did take on board that you guys want something manly, man bag-esque, all of that. And so what I did do was have a look at what the cork looked like with the velvet, which is really rather stunning. So the any size tablet case I made, I put some photos up. I showed it yesterday. Works so beautifully, so beautifully. Yeah, and I was really impressed with that, actually, really impressed. So that's one option for you. And then obviously the Eco tablet stand. This afternoon, I will count up how much of the sandalwood scented buckwheat we've got, because, oh my goodness, that is stunning with it. I made one for Josh's son for his birthday, and yeah, everyone was like, oh, what is that smell like? It's the sandalwood. And if you haven't smelt it before, it's just beautiful and really, really stunning. So I will have a little count up of that. You only need 250 grams, by the way, for that. But I feel like I'm kind of on a bit of a cork mission at the moment, like things we can make with cork, because it's quite masculine. There is absolutely no reason why you couldn't do the cut-out book bag out of cork, entirely out of cork, and have that as a man bag. Now, when Jane and I were talking about man bags, was it only yesterday? I can't remember. Yesterday, when you were asking for them, because this is when it first came to light that you guys needed a man bag in your life, we were like, right, do you mean like the bum bags that go across the body like that, which is how all the kids are wearing it these days? I don't think I've seen an adult man wearing it like that, that isn't sort of youth-esque. Certainly it's how my son, well, he's got it kind of into a t-shirt, so he's really pleased with himself. So is that the sort of thing that you mean? Let's firstly get really clear on what it is that you want. Whilst I just finished this off and feel slightly smug because it's really pretty. Let's get really clear on that as a starting point. So yeah, Erica, let me know. Morning, Joy. How are you? Jane's here. Josh and Dave and Duck inspired man bag. I have to say, next week is the week where we are expecting 5 more little patters of tiny webbed feet, which we're very excited about. We have got pom-pom runner ducks in the incubator at the moment, which is very exciting. Josh has been, as ever, a fabulous mother duck. I have to apparently be very careful about how I say that. Right, shall we just have a little moment for today's make? This, look at this, is a Kaufman mix. I know. So let's just take a moment and then Danny Wilkinson, don't you just love autocorrect? Onion soup, not option. I have no idea what you're talking about. Something A4 laptop size. Okay, so in that case, the cutout cork is exactly that. Cork bag is exactly that. And if you did that all in cork, it would look phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I moved all of... what have I done with them all? Bear with me, I will be back in a second. I've put them all somewhere really safe, all of our tapestry makes. And because I was clearing, I'll have to see where I've put it. But yeah, the cutout cork would, at the moment, is your best bet for a man bag. I don't know, I'm just waving that at you. It's because I've got some of these fabrics on the show. I've got so much on the show today. It's confused us all. Right, good morning. Hi, Pat. Folded over, top flap, buckle fastened, says Susan. All right, we'll have a look at that then. This is good, you see. Unless I know, I don't know. Let me just change the angle so that we can have a look at today's make. Whee! So I found the Kaufman. Look at that. And then it went really beautifully with the pewter. And then when you do that, it's all just a bit glorious. I just want to make these as gifts for everybody all over the place. So I'm pretty thrilled with that. I think that's very, very pretty. That is what we're making today. And you really do not need, really, oh, this is the one. I think I've tried various other threads, but I would say this is the one, which is your Beresford. Oh, Gemma, which is it? It's the cord, isn't it? I love it. But there you go. That is today's make. Let's pop that somewhere. Have you seen how full the shelves are? There's me going, we'll clear the velvet. We don't have, oh no, we've got quite a lot left. Not anymore. Right. If I take the teapot down, put that up there, it kind of looks like a money sack, bag, pouch, doesn't it? You know, like the old-fashioned ones. I can imagine that full of gold. But the thing is with these, you can make anything, and it's always going to look really rather fabulous. So let's have a look, shall we, at our offerings du jour. If you want to make, we've got this combo of the Bluebell Velvet with the Kiss fabric. Now, I mean, you don't have to make this, but you could do a laptop, iPad cover, anything like that. Also, don't forget, we've got the double-sided pouch, and we did this out of Kaufman, but again, this is a great gift for a chap, for his iPad, laptop, anything like that. I mean, crikey, I've even managed to fit in there my plug, rather than just leads. I've put my plug and everything else in there. Earphones, the lot. Go in one side, and then with your velvet, that's my laptop in there, keeping that velvet. And this is done with Styleville. We've demoed this, we have demoed that, but that, again, with any of these half-metre combos of your velvet would make a beautiful gift. Just gorgeous. Shall we see, without further ado, shall we have a good old look? I was listening to a podcast this morning that told me that coffee is not good for me. I'm like, how will my life function without it, though? How is that going to be a thing? Now, of course, in the past with the velvets, we've made the tubular bags, the 30 centimetre, the 25 centimetre, and the 18 centimetre, and they've been so much fun and really, really beautiful. We've also made various bags. In fact, if any of the girls are listening in the warehouse, please could you go into the little hallway by the toilet, because there is one of the velvet bags that I've made hanging up in the sample area there, and that would be a really nice thing to look at. I've got quite a full warehouse today, actually, lots of people in today. Right, if you would like to make one of those bags, the 30 centimetre ones, now just bear in mind, right, this is how these work. And I know that a lot of you have absolutely loved them. I've got bundles of this. Now this is your pewter with your corn cockle, but this corn cockle, this pink on here, picks up the cerise. It is that one, Janio. Because I don't know if we've still got some kits of this. We might. This is your 20 centimetre bag in the botanical. This is the only way to get the botanical now. And that's your lining. It's all very beautiful with the frame. I've added a strap because we've got those as well, a couple of those left. But yeah, if you wanted to make something like that out of your velvet as well, we have all of these options going on for you. But this was how these velvets launched, with this bag, and I just love them. And I keep looking at the samples going, I really should sell some. No. I'll tell you straight now, it's not going to be a thing. You'll have to make your own if you want one, because I love these way too much. Way too much. We went to a birthday party the other day, and I just wore like a navy jumpsuit and just that, and I felt amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right, let's have a look. So if you would like the cerise with the corn cockle, we've taken what we can off these. We always did them at an amazing price anyway. But that is your cerise and your corn cockle. I've got 4 left of these, and then it's gone because I'm out of corn cockle. This is a percale. It's beautiful. It feels more like a, what's the word I want? Cotton lawn. That's the word. That's what it's feeling like. Now, of course, you can use this for dressmaking. Iswiz is back from her travels, and this is the first time that she's touched these velvets, and she's like, oh my goodness. She said they just feel so soft, so soft, compared to anything else. We'll look at fat quarters in a minute. Got a handful of fat quarters of those. If you would like the corn cockle with the pewter to do anything, I guess, like the bag that you've just seen, then that is your combo there. And again, that's the same price. These are an amazing price, by the way, for you right now. So when they're gone, they are gone. Now this, if you want to get the frames, I don't know if we've got any frames left separately, But this is a beautiful combination. This is your William Morris Cray pattern with this beautiful red, and then you've got that. I just don't have a sample made up in this one because there wasn't enough fabric left over. And that's fine. Do, 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 do. So, yeah, I've got a handful of those bundles left. Right, I've got some Kaufmans, but we'll just finish off with the Percals. I don't say that right. Megan, how do I say it? I think it was Megan that was trying to teach me how to say it the other day. Pasal? Pasal, maybe, rather than Percal? Pasal? I don't know. I've got William Morris, and I've got it with this incredible lime. I just love this. I've only got 4 of these. Now, what I do have is a brand new roll of the navy and a little bit, so I will load some of those later with the William Morris. But again, it'll only be like 4 of those. But I do have the navy velvet back in stock. It literally arrived Friday last week. I thought it was cork, and it wasn't. I was like, oh, how am I going to fulfill my cork orders with this navy velvet? It's been out of stock for ages. So that is rather fabulous. I'm going to just do a little close-up of this, actually, because now you can see why it's with that lime. It's really fresh and zesty and fun. I thought I had, yeah, no, I've only got 4. That's it. That's the one. There we go. So there's that. I have got 1 bolt end of the mint velvet. I love this mint velvet. How beautiful is that? So made up into things. Now I've just knocked everything on the floor. That is the mint. That's what the mint looks like made up. Now I've got 1 bolt end here, and that's 45 centimetres. I know that you are looking ahead and shopping because when these are gone, they're gone. I have got 3, and that's all I've got, of the vintage anemone with that mint. How beautifully do those go together? Again, this is your percal, and this is your mint. I loves it, I loves it, I loves it. Hello. Oh, the velvet bolt end's gone. Right, okay, so you guys are quick. You guys are really quick. Well done. Now the bluebell, just to mention, this is super duper duper value because the kiss is on the wider width bolts. So you've got the wider width of the velvet and you've got the wider width of the kiss there. So you've got a lot going on here. I've got 2 of these, that's it, with the bluebell, which is lovely, which makes up like that. There we go. I've got a lime bolt end, which is just 30 centimetres, lime velvet, then that's gone. Snake's head mint velvet, that's this combo here. So if you love the snake's head, the William Morris snake's head, and you want it with the velvet, with that beautiful mint velvet, then that's the one. That's the one there. I've got 5 of those. And then this is the pear and peacock and dragon. I've got 1 of these. But how beautiful is this? Whee! 1. 1, 1, 1. That is the only bit of pear left in the building. It's not even a pear, it's just 1. Which is a dreadful, dreadful. Right. Dreadful, dreadful state of affairs. Okay, so if you want a 1/2 metre of the pewter, what about having a look at the Kaufman? I've got 6 of these, and then they've gone. Now, bear in mind that a 1/2 metre of Kaufman should cost over £10 anyway. We've always kept it at an intro price. They will have to go up at some point, but we've done this, and this should be £9.99, a 1/2 metre. So this should be over £20. But today we've got it at some ridiculous price to let it go. Let it go, let it go. if you would like that. I think Gemma said something horrifying like $14.99. I think. Oh, the vintage anemone flower with the mint velvet has gone. Well done. It's going to be one of those mornings, isn't it? It just is. Now, this is what I'm going to demo in because I love it. This is, again, this is a Kaufman with that incredible metallic. And just look at that. How stunning is that going to be together? We want to be together. I'm going to show you this on... Oh, no. No, don't end the session. No. Crikey. Keeps doing that to me this morning. Look. Look at that together. I mean, if that isn't the epitome of decadence, I don't know what is. And similarly, what if we throw in the cones? I don't care what you make with this, just make it fabulous. That is my only prerequisite. Make it gorgeous. Let it be so. And again, we've done as many of these as we possibly can. I've got 4 with the cones. Again, at that stupid price. That's just ridiculously low. But again, I'm not going to shift these bolts with us. They can go. And that is what I'm going to demo in today because it's just, quite frankly, beautiful. Right, okay. Oh, crikey. Stock updates from Gemma are coming thick and fast. Oh, no, it's not. It's all right. It's YouTube comments. Whew. There we go. We have got Cynthia. Greetings. Ohio to you. We've got Diane. How's our Miss Gemma going? She's still here. She's just tapping away from home. Yeah, we all miss her chats from the other side of the camera. And then Sarah W says, hi Natasha, settling down with a coffee. Looking forward to a fab make. Stylish messenger style man bag, front pocket, buckles, canvas, says Megan. That'll do. You know, so demanding. So demanding. A flap-based messenger bag for the boys. A4 laptop size. Leave it with me. And you want it done ASAP, don't you, as well? I know this. I do know this. It's fine. We are just catching up on all the orders, by the way. We've got Wiz in today, Daniella's in today, Jane's in today, all cracking on with those orders. Yeah. We are full steam ahead. Right. Now. I don't know. We showed these yesterday briefly. I don't know if we have got many left. I don't know, but I am just going to show you them just in case. These went out with the half metre heavens. So yesterday we had half metre heavens on a buy two, get a third half price. These are down within that half metre heaven remit, even though technically this is a fat quarter, but it's a big fat quarter. So you get a fat quarter of your velvet and then you get a half metre of Lisa Chandler. And again, these Lisa Chandlers are limited. I don't have any more of this. I've got one more bolt of the silver fans. I don't think I've ever got any more of the green gum flowering gum leaves. Don't know. But anyway, I've put that with the pewter, the silver fans with the pewter, which just gorgeous. And then the small floral went with the mint, because actually it's kind of in the leaves there. And then just beautiful. But again, these are cut. When they're gone, they're gone. I can't do any more. That is it. So laptop bags, any size tablet, velvet lined tablet case is going to be beautiful on these, because this is going to be the outside, the velvet's going to be inside, but you can leave a little top around the top with those. Right, I have got 2 of these. This is the birds here, and I've got it with navy. These are 2 fat quarters. That's it. They were miscut for a project, and that's it. They are then gone. And then I have got 3 of these bundles with the, what's this? I can't remember what red that was, the bluebell and the mint. And they were done as a bundle a couple of weeks ago. But again, that's the last then of the velvet. Oh my goodness. Talking of last of things, I've got a metre left of this and that's it. We had bolt after bolt after bolt. This has been one of our best selling fabrics, would you believe? This is your pool party double border. I've got a metre left. If that's got your name on it, please grab it now. You asked for more of the rivet handled bags. Here they are. I have got tan, I've got a darker brown. Look, there is such a small amount in it. It's really hard to choose. And then I've got the navy. Now we've used these. If you don't want to, where did we use these before? Oh, on these. With the 22, with the 25-inch one, on one of them, it was one of the tapestry ones, I used these bag handles. I put them quite far down. But then these are also the ones that we used in the tapestry rivet handle bag, that one. And you've been asking for them back. They are back. Half of the shipment has arrived. The other half, imminent, any day. But if you want them urgently, they are there. We have taken a discount off. We had 2 bolts come up short when we sold the velvets first time round. So I just went ahead and bought another bolt, and they just didn't actually tell anyone that I'd done that. So you guys didn't know. I know. I'm just going to leave this here. This is a velvet. It's now $8.99, a half metre. This is your peacock blossom, and it is beyond ridiculously gorgeous. I am so in love with this, it's untrue. We have got some cerise velvet by the half metre, and if I just sort of flash that around, then you can see how those two would go so beautifully together. Maybe you want to do a cushion and bind it in the cerise velvet. However you want to play with these, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. If you've got any of the mint velvet left over, then again, absolutely stunning way to play. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So do please enjoy that. When it's gone, it's gone. Again, you know, I'm not stocking up on these again until after we've moved, possibly, and then moved back again. But they do tend to come in and go out quite quickly. The other one that I've got, again, these are all cut to order. So all the velvets that you've seen so far, we've already cut those into half metre units, just so that we knew quantities. But as you can see, these are still on the roll, so these are cut to order. So if you would like a large amount, and we did have some of you when we first brought these to Air buy a large amount, which always gives us conniptions. Anything over like a metre, we're like, we pin it, we put pins in for every metre marker to make sure that none of us go mad. But this is one of my all-time favourites. I just adore it. It's just, for me, this is just ridiculously exquisite. So if this is floating your boat, please do absolutely make the most of this. Whee! Okay, so that is everything on today's show. Obviously, the warehouse clearance sale continues. That's still going on, bubbling away in the background. So you can all still get hold of those. Let's pop that up there, shall we? That fills the gap beautifully. So yeah, it's all still going on. And meanwhile, lots of you buying the Tilda ahead of its release, which is fabulous. Those eagle-eyed amongst you will see odd little bits for samples that I'm busily getting ready for Create and Craft. I launched that next week on Create and Craft, but it will be available here. When I sell at Create and Craft for the Tilda, I'm selling on behalf of another company. It's not coming from us. And the only reason that I say that is just that if there's any issue with an order and you've bought it from Create and Craft, and I think this is where people get a little bit confused. Sometimes they've bought from Create and Craft and then they come to me. If there's anything to do with the Create and Craft order, you have to talk to Create and Craft's operations. I can't. It's in my contract. I can't deal with you directly, so it has to be done through them. If you buy from us, so we will launch it. It's already available for pre-sale here. If you're buying through Natasha Makes, then you deal with us, and we will get that in and we will get it out to you ASAP, because it's on available pre-order. Those prices, I think you'll find, are actually pretty fabulous. And I think if Gemma hasn't already done it, then today, by the half metre, it's going up. We've done bundles with insane discounts on, because it's a big collection, but I want you to have it. So if you are after saving, then the collections are the way to do that. But if you are after meterage, maybe a dressmaking or anything like that, with the brand new Tildas that come up next Saturday, then please, please, please get ahead so that you're the first ones to get it. We are getting ahead here so that as soon as that fabric lands, we can have it cut ready to go. That is our aim. We don't want to be behind in our orders. That's why I've got everybody in with a big push to get all your orders out. Whew. So yeah, today they will be loaded, ready to go as half metre increments. But like I say, your best saving is going to be on the deals. And also, just bear in mind, if you're a Natasha McCarthy Designs member, if you're the premium member with your 10% discount off all things Natasha Makes, that applies to the discounted bundle. So you end up with like 40 quid off a bundle. It's ridiculous, like ridiculous. But like I say, it's a large amount coming in. We want you to enjoy it. We want it going out. We don't want to have to move all of them. It's the fear. I have the fear of the move. My wrist has not recovered from the last one. Should we make something? Should we do that sort of thing? Because that is why we're here today, apart from stroking beautiful fabrics. Now for this, you're going to need 2 fat quarters. All right. So if you've gone for any of the velvet fat quarter bundles, great. If you've gone for any of the half metre bundles, you can make 2 of these and you'll still have velvet left over. But unless it's the Kiss, everything else is UK sized, is normal 44 inch. This is what I'm starting with because quite frankly, it's stunning together and I really love it. And the thing that I really want, they do look like money pouches, don't they? Like the old-fashioned ones. What I really, really like about this is that with a cord, actually, yes, there's ample space in there for gifts or whatever, but you don't have to tie knots or anything else. That does just hold it really beautifully because of the velvet, because of the texture of the velvet and the texture of the cord. So for me, that's working a treat together. And then obviously you get this beautiful flash of the fabric underneath. Now these I've used the Kaufman with because it's just that double decadence. It looks incredibly gorgeous though as well with the anemone. Right. Case in point here, right? This was my sample one that I made and I interfaced. And it's just too heavy. It doesn't work right for me. But what you can see is if you're using those percales underneath, how beautiful that contrast is. So however you want to play with these, but yeah, just don't interface it. That just doesn't move as nicely as this. It's a bit stiff. Now, if you want to use an interfacing just to stabilise that velvet so that it doesn't move until, just go for a very, very light one. That's fine. Very, very light one. But that gives you an idea of what that anemone, vintage anemone, anemone is going to look like. Right. You can put a walking foot on, you can base, you can do whatever. This velvet can have a little bit of stretch. You see, it doesn't look like it, but it's just one of those fabrics, isn't it? So what I am going to do, I haven't tried this. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try a little bit of tape. Now, bear in mind, this is quarter of an inch wash away tape. I'm just going to pop it on. just to give this a little bit of stability. I don't know if this is going to work. And the other thing to bear in mind is that I need to have a turning through gap. So I need to leave a gap. I'm just going for slightly under a 1/4 of an inch here because I want to sew on the 1/4 of an inch, but it's just a way, again, just basting that velvet so that if it wants to be a little bit slippery, it doesn't need to be. We'll give it a go. It may or may not work. We will soon find out, won't we? Nothing like experimenting live on air. Gemma will be at home with her head in her hands going, why do you always do this? Why do you always do it? Why can't you just double check it in your prep? A non-directional fabric today is what I'm working with. But it doesn't really matter at this point which way up anything goes. See, this is where I question whether or not I've actually cut everything. The creative grids are now in, the new creative grids, the new batch of Stripology rulers. And I will be treating myself to a new one after I wrecked my old one because it is affecting my cutting. We cannot have such things. No, no. So this is just helping me keep my fabrics where it needs to be. Like I say, may or may not. This might not have been cut exactly, and it does kind of need to be for this project. So wherever possible, if you can cut this exactly, that'll be great. That will really, really help. Otherwise, this might just be a nightmare having that tape on. We'll find out, won't we? Hey? We will soon find out. Just lining everything up. There we go. Still not sure if this is going to work, but otherwise just pin it, pin, or use a walking foot. But I just am curious. I was just thinking today, would that work? Would that be a thing, or would it be a disaster? We will find out, won't we? Okay. We're going to sew all the way around the edge anyway. So let's give that a go. 1/4 of an inch, please, if you wouldn't mind. Would be great. Let's go. Leaving a turning through gap. That's the key. Let me move my rulers out of the way. I don't think it matters how big a studio you have. You are still going to fit it, aren't you? I'm going to say I'm not loving this as a basting thing. Oh no, we're fine. It's just where it was showing a little bit. Now if you're using the edge of your foot as your guide, then you'll be fine, just keep it off the tape. Jury's out so far as to whether or not this is a help or a hindrance. I don't know, you see, because it's keeping it together. It is keeping it together, which I like. This is good. And as long as I've been accurate with my tape, it's just if I go onto a bit with the tape and my foot, then that gets caught. But yeah, this is a better sewing experience, given that I couldn't find my walking foot. Let's be honest about the situation. Couldn't find my walking foot. Jane and I had a look. When we went to where there was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Jane was still rummaging around under the desk trying to find my walking foot. I have a horrible feeling it's not in this county. Yeah, go me. Well done, me. Okay, so I would say on reflection, actually that does work. I'm just going to trim back where it wasn't quite even. And there. It's good to try these things, you know, and I'm always happy to try them so that you don't have to. If you would like to trim away any excess in the corners, then do. Oh, do you know what? I've not gone on 1/4 of an inch there. Let me just rectify that. And do just double check, you know, double check you've caught everything everywhere on both sides. And then turn through. Ease out those corners. So yeah, you can use that 1/4 of an inch tape to baste it or pin it heavily or use a walking foot. But you don't want, or interface very, very lightly the velvet. These are all the sorts of things that you can do when sewing with velvet to keep it where it needs to be. I mean, it just looks like a great cushion at the moment, doesn't it? Cushion cover, which, you know, you can always do. You don't have to carry on and do anything else. You could stuff that and have a cushion made. I'm going to give that a little press from the cotton side, okay? Very important from the cotton side. This is a polyester velvet, everybody. So please, 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 please try and avoid getting any heat on it because you do not want to melt it. It's the same with the Odile velvets. You don't want to be pressing those either way. Or if you do, then apply a light heat through a pressing mat. Now here I've got my turning through gap, so I'm going to top stitch around, so I am just making sure that I've got my seams nice and neatly pressed so that it's easy to go round. This isn't a difficult make, but it does just require some form of accuracy. Not a lot, let's be honest. I've been very wobbly on some of these and it's all been good. So we're just going to top stitch around, all the way around. I'm going to start not on the corner. For the really simple reason that is often where you will see your thread start and finish, and that is going to be the tip of your make. So if you can avoid having a balling of any of those threads there, then so much the better. If you want to increase your seam, your stitch, then do. Flows a bit better, anything from like 2.4 onwards. Absolutely missed that turning through gap completely. I should have pinned it. It's just slid off. Right, we will go back and rectify that. So I'm going to sew on that line again. I've just seen that I've completely and utterly missed my seam here, so that's fine. I will just pin it and restitch it. I'm going to sew back on that seam line to minimise it. If I had lots of time, I would just unpick it and redo it, but we don't. I can see where I've done it. I've just slid off. There we go. So, yep, that's closed it, and we are all good all the way around. The beautiful thing about working with velvet is that if you do, at any point, have to go in and re-sew anything, you don't really see it, because the velvet kind of hides those threads a bit, which I find really helpful. Right, so this should be a square. As close on a square as you can get. Okay, and it should be an 18-inch square. If it isn't spot on, then you'll find a little discrepancy on this next bit. So because of its size, we should be able to fold it from the corner. So if you measure 6 inches, a 6-inch square like that. Now, I am actually 1/4 inch off all the way around. So I'm just going to move that out ever so slightly just to allow for that, so that we will get that equalness, so that when I fold this side up here in line with my ruler, all is good. And then I'm going to fold this side down in line with my ruler. So this is going to be my middle point. If I go up and I measure up here, then yeah, do you know what, I'm sitting on pretty much the same up there as well. Okay, I'm going to spin that round to face us. These are the most ridiculous scissors to try and cut away a tiny thread. So these squares basically need to be an equal size. And if when you've sewn your seam allowance has ended up being slightly bigger than 1/4 inch, then that's absolutely fine. don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. What you'll end up doing is just compensating ever so slightly, but you do want ultimately to end up with these squares being the same size. All right, these squares here. And then just pin it, clip it, do whatever you want to do. But through this middle point here, you're going to draw a line. Again, with a pen, that means that it can come out again. I'm just using a chalk pen. We've got these in abundance. Please stock up, but you'll go through both tips, that tip and that tip, and then we're going to draw a line either side. Okay. All the way down, and we go out the same on the other side. All your measurements and everything are in your pattern. So there's the centre point, and we're marking equally out from both sides. Okay. So just pin that. And just pin that. And then the next thing to remember is to actually change your sewing machine back so that your needle is central, because otherwise that can throw you off. So I'll put that centrally, and again just making sure my stitch isn't super tiny. Don't want a super tiny stitch because that's annoying. And then let's stitch down both sides. If you want to, I don't want to have lots of balling threads, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to sew off that and then sew up to that point. And then I will just take a little stitch back. We'll just take that little thread and then sew back on to, well, they call it a donkey, don't they? But it just means that I've got a nice crisp start and finish on my threads there. The other thing I tend to do is sew down this way in line with my flap. If I sew this way, there's a danger I'm going to ruck it, so I'm going to sew down this side as well. Is pencil mark that we can rub off, and we've got 2 lines down there. Okay. So now we're going to fold on that centre line there. So those side seams will meet. Now if it's very out at the top, you know, I would say adjust to be level at the top rather than worrying about the seam allowance there. But really you just want these folds roughly in the same position. If there's been a little bit of movement with your velvet, then it might be slightly off. Don't panic about it. By the time that it's all ruffled up, no one's going to know, and it's all going to be fine. And you're going to sew, let's just clip these together. You're going to top stitch down both those sides. So I've got them clipped together. We're going to top stitch down. I'm going to increase my stitch length because we are going through quite a lot of layers now. Okay, I'm going to start again. I'm going to start off just taking up the slack with a little bit of thread first, and then putting my foot under. I'm going to top stitch. I will go back just to hold it, just a stitch, holding stitch. But just by increasing that stitch length slightly, then that really helps here. And then again at the top. And just sew off onto your spare piece of fabric, and then we're going to sew down the other side. And away we go. And again, if you wanted to pin these, then you could. Sewing off the end, then trimming back those threads. Okay. So then you're going to fold these down. Oh no, we're not at that stage yet. We've got more to do first. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Right, so then we're going to put our hand in. You want to make sure that you've got velvet either side, okay? And centralise that seam. And you'll see you've got your stitch line across there. It might be slightly out, in which case just take the lower one and sit on that. Like I say, this isn't the end of the world with velvet. And if you do it in a thread that you can't really see, you're not going to see it. So you're going to just stitch across the bottom. We are effectively boxing the bottom, but we are going to leave that in. Now I'm going to start with my foot slightly on. Going to do exactly the same on here. So case in point, on this side, for whatever reason, my seam is slightly out. I'm just going to go with, so I'm making sure when I put my hand in that the velvet is either side. So we've got those sewn, and then we turn it inside out. So you see they go to provide a base in the bottom of your bag, but you never actually see if they are absolutely identical, so it doesn't actually matter. There we go. So now what we're going to do is fold these over. So you want to fold them in line where that crease is there, at the top of the, or the base of the triangle rather. Fold it over, just pop a pin in, and the same on the other side. Fold it over, and just pop a pin in there. And you start to see now how this is going to look going to have that beautiful contrast fabric under there. We're going to top stitch around those, and then, in fact, I'll pop it on now. We're going to measure down. This is what you caught me doing just as we came to air. Just on there. Just going to measure down an inch. And that's going to be my drawstring channel. So top stitch around and then just across there, which is going to give me that channel. If you have a machine where you can take that off, you might find that easier. Sliding that on. So top stitch around first. That will hold everything in place. And then on that inch line, you're going to have a few little threads to snip through, but that's fine. So we come to here, we do have a few threads just to snip with my comedically large scissors. Oh, my little snips have gone. My daughter steals them, especially my unicorn ones. And then I find her, you know, trimming the dog's hair with it and stuff, which is always fabulous. Right, so we have got a bit of interest in the base there. You'll see when you do yours, because your box bottom adds an extra solid base there, and then we've now got this channel to pop our thread through. So I'm going to go with this because it just looks lovely. I'm just going to slide my bodkin through, then tie a knot, because what I found with this cord, I'm sure it's tagged in today's things because this has just worked so beautifully, and you thread it through, is that, yeah, it doesn't like to slide onto the bodkin, it's too thick. So slide it around, then slide it through the other side. So you come back to where you started threading it through. You can either snip off or unravel there. And then without doing that up at all, just make sure that you've got enough there to then sew those ends together, tie those ends together in a knot. And again, this ribbon just makes it. Love it. And then you go in from the other end. So where that curves around, we're going to start from this end and then go through. We should really sell this by the roll. It's brilliant stuff. So pretty. And we use it in lots of makes. Anything drawstring, that is my go-to, because it's got a little bit of a glimmer to it. It's quite decadent looking. It hasn't got lots of give to it like some of the cords, other cords. It's just a, yeah, it's just an all-round nice one. nice one to work with. And like I say, working with the velvets, it's really lovely. So let's undo that. Let's make those approximately the same size. You can measure them if you want to be really precise. And then what we have is a lovely little drawstring pouch, but with this decadence. I'm going to do that on a little close-up for you. Look, the fact that we get to see that, so it's all drawn up. And I haven't had to tie off these or anything like that. I have got a few little threads there that I'm going to snip. And there it is. And that contrast fabric, be it a percale, be it the just giving it that little bit of luxury there. I just think it's really fun. And you've got the texture, of course, from the velvets being in different directions. I just love it. I love it with the velvets. And this really appeals to me. So, guys, grab your velvets. Get making. Enjoy them. We will get them back at some point. But again, like I say, I'd rather not. They are heavy. They are heavy to move. So I would really rather not be moving them this side of our move. So grab yourself one of these, a pattern, or do yourself the velvet lined tablet cases. If you want to make them with velvet and cork, they look phenomenal. They're really, really lovely. I gave mine to a 13-year-old boy yesterday I made for his birthday, and he loved it, absolutely loved it. And I did it with a one of these, but in cork. So you can do, and if you are a Natasha McCarty design member, then I've got the contrast and the full cork edition of the tablet, the Eco Tablet stand, up on the site for you. And also there's a demo of the any size tablet case, velvet lined, also up on the Natasha McCarty Designs members site as well for you. So if you want to sew along with that and you've got your cork, then there's that edition there, which we've not done before. We've only ever done it with normal fabrics, but that's there for you. For those members, that's another video that's gone up there. We've been working really hard on these videos, getting more and more up there for you. So again, each month you just get more and more value for money there. Right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. What day is it today? Is it Wednesday today? I have no idea. If it's Wednesday today, then we will back. No, we won't be back on. Well, we might do a little pre-record for Monday, but Monday is the Natasha McCarty Designs Zoom workshop. So if you are a Natasha McCarty Designs member, then you will get that invitation for the Zoom workshop where you're live with me. You can ask any questions, and we are making the reversible round handled bag. That's what making. Loads of you have bought the kits, so you should have those and you should be ready to go, which is very exciting. I can't wait. This is one of my favorite makes. So that's what we're going to be doing. Otherwise, yeah, I will see you guys next time. Tuesday, when we will be properly live again, and Wednesday, and I'll see what I can do about the man bag. Oh, half meet heavens! I can't go anywhere. Half meet heavens, half meet heavens. What am I thinking? Let's show you these. So these are your half meet heavens that go live at midnight tonight. I have got one tropical water lily with aqua. I have got one Sailor Valentine with black. Just one. When they're gone, they're gone. I have got one tropical water lily contrast with sangria. If I fold that there, then you'll see why we chose sangria. Otherwise, it just looks odd. I have got Lisa Chandler with 1/2 metre of moss. This is your floral. Beautiful. I have got one. I don't know, I've got ones of things. Roman glass with spearmint. These go live at midnight. If you want any of these ones, and I expect we will still have the buy two, get a third half off. This is one last one of the Lewis and Irene Ocean Pearl. That one's with spearmint, a lot of spearmint going on there. This is your Lewis and Irene Ocean Pearl with Hawaiian. I've got 2 of those. I don't know how many I've got of the Lewis and Irene Ocean Pearls with peach. I think we were going to put those in a project and then we didn't have enough of the others. Now, I didn't show you these yesterday when we looked at all the half metre heavens, but we have restocked. So these are all available for you to buy now. And we did speak about them briefly and I thought I would bring them on. So these are the Lewis and Irene with your upgraded plains. So this is your linen texture. They're still just $9.99 a pair. This is with your post-spot reg bumbleberries, but we had to cut to the end of the bulk to see how many we could do, and then that's another bumbleberries there, which is your Celtic lilac. So if you fancy, again, grabbing those, there'll be a third, there'll be half off your third one if you're buying more than one. This is the Kiss. I've got 6 of these with Copen. I ran out of the Bluebell Velvet, but I had a little bit of the Kiss left, so I've popped that with Copen, which is the closest to the Bluebell that I could get. And then let's have a look at some brand new fabrics. This is from Dashwood. So lots of you I know love a bit of Dashwood. And these are brand new fabrics in crikey, we've got a lot going on, haven't we, at the minute? So let's have a look at these. These are rather fabulous. I've got to do a swim bag, haven't I? Because I mean, these, you've got your turtle there, your fish, your sea lion, just brilliant. Now, I couldn't decide which to go for. So these are your crabs here, and I've done them one with hot tomato to pick up that crab, and then one, I love the clash of these pinks, and then one here with your pomegranate. But again, you know, these would all work with Jane's quilt that she did yesterday. All of these half metre heavens would look really rather fabulous. So they're brand new in. But if you are holidaying, making for holidays, anything like that, then these are the absolute perfect fabrics for that. And of course, these are all from the same collection, these new ones, so they go beautifully together. So if you are looking for a quilt, if you are looking for those fabrics, I mean, just look at this. So case in point. This is your floral. There we go. But how beautifully does the peach go with the duck egg? And that would be a very beautiful, beautiful thing. You could do Jane's Strippy 4 patch and have this flowing up the side. These, it would just be beautiful. Lots and lots of options for these everywhere. But these are all from the same collection and really rather lovely. Have I got any more from that collection? Yes, I have. I've got a couple more. If you want all the fish in all the world, then I've got them with bright pink there. Again, just lovely. I've got to do a swimming bag, haven't I? I really have. And then here, this is your aqua and pink with azalea with your turtles. I just love it. I dive. I love diving. I've done quite a lot of my dive exams. So that I can dive all over the world, anywhere in the world, really. And that's really a lot of fun. And it's just so, for me, these fabrics are just so beautiful. There's nothing more exquisite than just the quietness under the water as you see all these serene beasts flowing past. It's just incredible. Right, if you wanted the vintage anemone, we did this before with Hawaiian, and this time I've done it with Baltic to pick out the green in those leaves. Works either way. Right, another one that is perfect for a swimming bag, which I'm also going to have to do once I've finished doing a man bag, is this one, this little chap. So we've got all the whales and everything else. I showed this to my kids and they absolutely loved it. And we've put that with, I want to say emerald. Yeah, I'm right. Hooray. And then this one is a fun one. This is Splash. This is more like our summer, isn't it? Dogs in Wellington boots and galoshes, basically. And I've put it with cyan to pick out the blue of those. You can see that the instant I put that down. So yeah. I just love it. I think it's the most fun. So some ridiculous prints for you today, some fun prints, all the prints in all the world. And that all goes live at midnight tonight. But make the most of the fact that you get your 2 half-metre heavens and a third half price. Grab your velvets when they're gone, they're gone. Gosh. Maybe I should have had that second coffee. Anyway, I will see you on either Monday or Tuesday. Take care. Have a lovely rest of the week. Thank you for your company. Bye-bye.